Who among you here has been to public schools? Anyone? Have you experienced the feeling of that you were so eager to study for an examination or study in advance for a specific subject, but there weren't enough textbooks, educational resources, or good places to study? Have you experienced that one?
Yes, teacher.
Now, having experienced that, was it tough? Yes, it was indeed tough. It's like cooking a delicious meal with only a few ingredients. And that's what we are doing today.
Asa man yung sa tabi nga room? Uy! Ulo,
Uy!
Oh, patag-aamay ko!
Classmate, di ba, Goy? Lah, sa kasit, Goy.
Uy, manipay na
Oh,
ka!
classmate, di ba, Goy?
Ulo, singip!
Ikaw lagi ni.
Isa ka, setri ka! Sitpi naman ko, ikaw pa naman ta!
Lah, classmate, di tan tulo di ay. Manulod na na.
Ang tara, si Pala! Ito, sigurado na nila!
Kabigana.
Ano lang, may ka lang. Bukan balik dia balik water terawat soy dah nak gratis. Gimana son? Macam? Balik
Abay, rumah.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, teacher.
Okay, please take your seats. Do you have tables so that I can put my laptop?
Kanina, okay, wala nang tayo paper.
Okay, class. How are you feeling today? Oh, but if it's a bit of are you okay? Can you turn on the fan, guys? How about that side?
Wala ka ng SJ.
Oh, ba? Okay, regarding that problem, modulo lang ta sa SSG ha para masolusyonan ang atong kainit dili kay napitaran na nato ang pagkuan pagkadto.
Morning, ma'am.
Sorry, we're late. For and Jara, it's okay, you may come in now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's find chairs in outside so that you can sit. Okay, say present if your name is called Satwita.
Present, ma'am.
Kayla. Okay, very good. Everyone is present today. So, for the discussion, let me set up my laptop. Okay, so wala man there's no projector, so come closer so that you can see the slides. Okay, for this subject, teaching social studies in the elementary grades. So, do you have any idea about this subject? Anyone? Do you have an idea, class? Okay, sige, manawag lang ko. Okay, Satwita, do you have an idea?
For me, teacher, teaching social studies in the elementary grades is the study of man and his environment.
Okay, very good. Anyone? Oh, Joseph.
Do you have any idea, teacher?
Okay, wala may idea si Joseph. Uy!
Gagi ay.
Exam.
Hindi ka concentrate, ma'am. Wala
lagi
ko ang idea.
Kuha na ni nato nga. Kuha ng atong mga gamit. So, in addition, the teaching the social studies content is to allow young learners to explain about the relationship with other people and to the institution and to the environment. To equip them with the knowledge and understanding about the past. Do you understand, class? Am I clear?
Yes, teacher.
in your set, and also you can take pictures of it for your references in this subject. Okay, current class is me. Okay, so after witnessing the role play, how many of you can relate to the challenges faced by the students and the teachers? Okay, anyone? Yes.
Unit kayo yung kaming double kaya nga, just need mo ma'am, mapilikipan mo ba? Remote kayo ma'am. Ilang ka nga.
Unsa pa man ninyo na kon aside sa alimuot, unsa pa man ninyo
Wala yung kuranan ma'am.
Oh,
Kita nga doon may layo mo, ngayon yung kuranan.
usa jud na siya sa mga kwano kay lisod kaayo nga kana ang mukuan tag usa ka class nga dili complete ang ato ang mga facilities or mga gamit. So dapat jud nga kompleto siya tanan. So kamo unsa pa may inyong kuan na abot may mga suggestions or naamon mga kuan kung unsay mga angay buhaton para nindot ang kuan kamo sa man inyong masay.
Diba, buta nga, dyan nilang i-pickpan ang mga mga labi na ortapan ang mga estudyante.
Yes, very good. Dapat dyan na nato kuanan kay para ang mga students maka-learn og taro nga wala bitaw sila yung mga kuan nga kanang sa ilahang man is dahil na wag di ko kapaminaw ni teacher kay alimuot kaayo di ko kapaminaw ni teacher kay gabangko ra ko diha wa ko lipuranan or bati ang imong suwatanan sa chair kay gubaon di ba mao man yung mga problema sa ato karon.
So now let us pinpoint the problems that the students and the teachers encountered in the role play. First, insufficient chairs. As you can see, there are no enough chairs in the role play. Then, lack of fans. They experience not well ventilated classroom.
The shortage of essential resources like textbooks, tables, and modern equipments impede the learning process. Sa ato pa, ang paspas na pag-uswag sa teknolohiya, nagpakita nga kinahanglan nga mupadayon og aktibo aron makaambag sa pagbag-o. Diba sa panahon karon ang teknolohiya padayon nga nagbago o nagbabag-o sa kalibutan sa trabaho o edukasyon.
So the role of school resources, the first bullet supports the learning process. So school resources should provide a foundational tool which is very necessary for the teachers and the learners to engage effectively and have learning process. So these tools include textbooks, educational materials, classroom resources, and technologies. So without these tools, teachers have a lack of means to teach the learners effectively, and then the learners have a limited access to knowledge and skills. The second rule of school resources is enhances the delivery of instructions. School resources enhances the quality of education. They prove the teachers with the powerful tools to create an active and engaging learning environment. Teaching aids and modern equipments enhances the instructional delivery to improve learning outcomes.
Is help learners to learn and increases learning experiences. It implies that the educational approach, method, or tools has a positive impact on the learning process. It enhances the overall educational experience for students. It is one that fosters and enriches learning process, enhancing its effectiveness and elevating student enjoyment. This result in better comprehension, memory, and overall educational performance.
What we witness in the role play reflects the reality not just at Cebuana Community College, but in many educational institutions. For example, in many public schools, it's like fitting everyone in a banquet table with only few chairs and tables, which is not ideal. The lack of school resources is one of the main reasons why the Department of Education is facing an educational system crisis, which creates a gap in providing effective basic education instructions.
Now that we're dealing with the issue, let's talk about its significance. What are the significance of these school resources? What are the roles? At this moment, we'll try to figure it out.
The inadequacy of school resources pose challenges and impact to teaching and learning process. Now let's discuss the impacts of this inadequacy. First, it causes stress to both learners and teachers. Now, these lack of resources can cause frustration and anxiety. Next, it hinders ability to learn. Now, when the school resources is lacking, it becomes challenging for the learners to access and engage in their educational materials effectively. Thus, it hinders their ability to grasp knowledge and retain information. Next, it decreases student engagement, lowers academic achievement, and limited teacher effectiveness. Now, if you've noticed, these impacts are related to one another, connected. Now, when the teachers or learners are stressed because of the lack of resources, it hinders their ability to learn because they think too much and they couldn't process knowledge or like make anything accessible or retain information. And when it hinders the ability to learn, it decreases student engagement. The lack of resources can demotivate learners and they become less participative. As a result, it lowers academic achievement. Learners may struggle to meet their learning objectives and learn at their own pace. Next, the limited teacher effectiveness. Now, when teachers are lacking with essential resources, it becomes difficult for them to teach effectively. Next, we have limited teacher effectiveness. Teachers may find it difficult to become effective educators when they lack the necessary resources. This limitation can impact their ability to provide high quality education. Now, to understand it in a frame, let's have an example. For an example, the overcrowded classroom. Now, what is the cause of this overcrowded classroom? Let's say the lack of rooms. As the student population increases, so does the demand of textbooks, chairs, tables, modern equipment, and proper ventilation. The impact of overcrowded classroom is evident in the teaching process, specifically right now that we are having this pandemic. A teacher may find it difficult to manage the class effectively, specifically with those large number of students in a small size room. In a recent classroom observation last semester, I have here the documentation. As you can see, there's a large number of students inside a small space classroom. Now, a grade 4 classroom with around 4 to 6 students, as far as I can remember, found itself in a small space classroom. And during those observations, we observed that the teacher find it really difficult to manage the classroom efficiently and ensuring that every student participated actively. Now, those students seated at the back often went unnoticed during the discussions, leading to less participation and attentiveness. Consequently, when the teacher administered a quiz, only few of the students reached the passing score. And that's the impact of this overcrowded, which is evident in many schools, specifically in public schools.
The example mirrors in realities in many public schools, highlighting how resource limitations can directly impact the quality of education. It recognizes the importance of inadequately trained teachers who efficiently manage diverse classrooms, but how can teachers receive proper training when there is not enough support? And how can learners receive quality education when the teachers are not competent enough and when inadequacy persists? Hence, this issue affects the DepEd's goal in higher education for delivering the quality education to all students.
According to a recent Pulse Asia survey commissioned by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, we have identified critical issues in our educational systems
52% of the 1,200 respondents identified the lack of classrooms as the top issue to be immediately addressed by the DepEd, followed by deficient in school learning resources like books and computers, 49%, and lack of teachers, 45%. So the first issue is the lack of classroom, which is 52%, which means that in many schools there aren't enough rooms for all the students. So classrooms get too full, making it difficult for students to learn comfortably. The second issue is the lack of learning resources, which is 49%, refers to not having enough textbooks, school supplies, and computers that both teachers and students need for effective learning. And the last issue is the lack of teachers, which is 45%, indicates that there aren't sufficient teachers and classrooms becomes bigger. And teachers have to work really hard, which can make it challenging for them to give students the attention and supports to do well in school.
This statistic shows that there are significant problems in our school that affect students' ability to receive a good education. The important of for the Department of Education is to address these issues and improve the school experience for all students.